The last step in our problem of the day is that we need to create a line plot to represent the lengths of the pencils. We've been doing a great job in our previous lessons of creating line plots. So let's look at the components of the line plot. We know that the line plot will need a title. We can get the title from the title in our data, which is lengths of pencils in inches. We can add more detail to our title by looking at the problem, Mr. Springsteen's class. So we could add a title that says lengths of pencils in Mr. Springsteen's class in inches. So let's make sure that we add our title. Lengths of pencils in we're going to say Mr. S's class. Great job. We also need to include our units. We know that this is in inches, so our units should also be, say it out loud, in inches. Correct. And we might remember from our previous lesson on line plots that we then need to look at what values and what intervals need to go on our line plot. So the first thing we need to do is take a look at your data. Look at the data set and find the least value. Find the least value. Say it out loud. That's right, the least value is 1/4. I'm going to go ahead and mark that as my least value. Now, look at your data set and find your greatest value. What is the greatest value? Say it out loud. Great job. Your greatest value is 2. So I know that my line plot will begin with my least value and end with my greatest value. Sometimes on our line plot, we want to think about if our least value or our greatest value is a mixed number or a fraction, what is the whole number that is closest to this value? So what is the whole number that is closest to 1/4? Don't get tricked. Say it out loud. You might have said that 1 is the closest value to 1/4. But if I think about it, I have to count 1/4, 1/2, 1/3, and then get to 1. Or I can go backwards and go 1/4 to 0. It's only one space. So the whole number closest to 1/4 is actually 0. So I'm going to begin my number line with 0. And I'm going to end my number line with 2, which is my greatest value. I know that we're measuring to the nearest 1/4 inch or 1/4 inch. So my intervals need to be 1/4 inch intervals between my whole numbers. So from 0, I can count 4 spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4. What's this whole number value? Say it to your screen. That's right, this is 1. Now I can mark each interval between my whole numbers. So starting at 0, I have 1/4, 1/2, 3/4, and 1. And then after 1, I should have mixed numbers until I get to 2, beginning with 1 and 1/4, 1 and 1/2, 1 and 3/4. Now my number line is evenly spaced in 1/4 inch intervals. The next step if you remember from last time, is we need to look at our data set and we need to mark an X above each value. And as we do that, we need to think about what the X represents. 1X is equal to, say it out loud. That's right, 1X is equal to 1 pencil. Let's go ahead and record our data. We want to keep track of our data by checking things off. 1/4. Place the X, check it off. 2. 2 again. This is one that we had to measure and add, 1 3/4. 1/4. 1/2. 1 1/2. Another one of our measurements, 1 3/4. Next column, 3/4. 1. 1/4. One of our measurements, 1/2. 2. 1 3/4. 3/4. And our final measurement, 1 inch. Now we've completed the last task to create a line plot to represent the lengths of the pencils. Your line plot should be complete with your title, your units, your key, your completed number line, and your X's that should match your data in your data set. Whew, that was a hard task. Great job.